Hello everyone, today I have a new lens to look at, and this is Pergear 12mm f2. Just a small disclaimer, this lens been sent to me by Pergear, but there wasn't any conditions or anything, it's just for a test, and everything I'm gonna tell to you is just my honest opinion and my thoughts. But if you want to buy this lens, I'll leave a link in the description. That was a quick stop motion unpacking, and as you've seen, this lens comes in a simple box and with this kind of pouch. As you might know, I already have 12mm lens, and that is 7 Assistance 12mm f2.8. If you haven't seen a review, I'm gonna leave a link somewhere here and you can check it out. But this lens is f2, and that is not the only reason why I wanted to test it. Let's start with a quick look at this lens. The lens is fully metal enclosure, and it's built really well. It feels really solid. It's not heavy, I would say it's quite light, but doesn't feel cheap. This Pergear lens, it has a screw-on lens hood. Just a second. So it has a screw-on lens hood, and this lens hood is metal. Also, one really interesting thing about this lens, one of the reasons why I wanted to get it, this lens has a 62mm filter thread, so you can actually add your favorite polarizer filter or ND filter, or you can put UV filter on it, and it's gonna be much easier to clean flat UV filter rather than this spherical front element. That is a good selling point for this lens, in my opinion. Focus ring is smooth and it has 3 screws on it, so it's probably for focus adjustment. I haven't tried, my focus is set to infinity as it should be. It has distance markers in meters from 0.18 to 1 meter and to infinity. Aperture ring is clickless and it's smooth as well. And it's not too soft, it's just enough resistance, so you're not gonna knock this setting off. Well, you can, but I think it's just enough resistance. And it has some kind of indents here, so it gives you a nice grip. And you can use it even in gloves. So what else? It comes with a usual plastic lens cap and, well, obviously plastic bottom cap. This particular example has Fuji mount. There's also options for Sony E mount, for Nikon Z and for Micro Four Thirds. The mount is built really well, fits securely to a camera without any movements or anything. About the lens cap, it actually fits better without lens hood, but even with the lens hood it fits quite securely. Let's get to the image quality. First of all, I wanted to test the flare control. Flare control is the issue which I had with my previous lens, and as you can see, this lens handles direct light source pretty well. Let's talk about sharpness. If focus is nailed and this lens is wide open at f2, then this lens is quite sharp in the center, I would say, but it's not always easy to nail this focus, so I would advise to step down a bit. Corners at f2 is soft, yeah, not extremely soft, but yeah, they are soft. Obviously, stepping down improves situation in both in the center and in the corners. Here I have an example of the center sharpness as well as the corner sharpness. At the minimum focus distance, image might appear really soft and especially off the center. And the reason for it is the field curvature, and that means that the focus plane is not flat. You can read a bit more on the link in the description. This is especially noticeable when shooting at minimal focusing distance, so if you do so, then make sure that your object is in the center of the frame. And also you might want to step down a bit as well. This issue is not so noticeable when you're focusing on infinity. Let's talk about autofocus area and the bokeh. Having aperture opening up to f2 is really useful for the light gathering, but it also lets you to separate your object from a background and This separation, this autofocus area is actually quite pleasant. It's, I would say it's quite smooth, and that is not something that easy to do on an ultra-wide angle lens. If you're talking about distortion, then there is some, but just a little bit. So I would say that it handles distortions pretty well, and I usually leave it unedited. So all the examples you see in this video, they're unedited unless I'll state so in the comments. Let's talk about vignetting. There is some vignetting, but it's not a lot and it can easily be removed in a post. But I usually leave it as it is, so it's not something critical, I would say. Okay, so the conclusion. The fact that this lens has filtered red, it makes it even more suitable for landscapes, for architecture photography and so on, especially if you step down a bit. Strong field curvature can be an issue when you're shooting something really close, but on the other hand, it can actually be used as some kind of artistic effect. Wide aperture lets you isolate your object if it's needed, or it can actually help you to shoot in a low light. So it's always nice to have extra soft light. This lens costs something like $166, and for this price I think this is a great lens. This lens should be good for architecture photography, interior photography, for astrophotography, some street shooting, maybe even for portraiture. I don't know, some people do manage to do a really nice portraits with a wide angle lens. That is not me. So as a bottom line, this is really a fun lens to use and it doesn't break a bank. Usually when we're buying affordable gear, we have to compromise with something, and in this case this is a bit soft corners and field curvature. But that is not as big issues as they might sound, so in my opinion you can have a really lot of fun out of this lens and produce really good images as well. So I'm gonna add some more images so you can judge by yourself. If you like this review and it was helpful, please like and subscribe as more reviews are coming. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell. Next video I'm going to make a comparison between this Pergear 12mm f2 with 7 Artisans 12mm f2.8. I also going to compare it to 16 to 50mm Fujifilm lens, as that lens is the widest from a Fujifilm lineup that I own. So keep an eye on my channel and click a bell icon and you will be notified. And in the end of this video I'm gonna add small time-lapse shot on this lens. So I hope you like it. Okay, thank you for watching, see you soon!